the other day I read an article where they said the Chinese government put forward a law saying that companies cannot fire people only to replace them with AI, which again, now you want to talk about like the perspectives that people have or perceptions that they have of other. I saw many Americans, British people who were going like, oh my God, yeah, why is the Chinese government doing this for its people? But our government, you can do this, you can just make a law. And the Chinese government's just like, yeah, you cannot replace people. You cannot fire them just because of AI. You see, like, is that again to me seems like the Chinese government again pragmatically looking at a situation saying, on the one hand, we have to modernize, but on the other hand, if the people are completely left behind, then this thing falls apart. Is that like how they think about everything? Is that even how they think about this situation?
Exactly. And there were 2 court rulings, which you're also referencing in the last year or so, one in Beijing and one in Hangzhou, in which the court ruled on both accounts it was illegal to fire someone on the basis of AI.
You're right.
And China in the last couple of years has been at the forefront of AI regulation in terms of data protection, but also in terms of deepfake technologies, where I don't think we're getting enough attention. Like you can't just copy somebody else's voice or use somebody else's image and impersonate them and monetize off of that. There's regulations against that. And I don't know if that's the case in the US as of yet.
No.
But
there's a few states that have imposed a few laws, but they obviously they apply to pornography and then other one, but it's not like a federal thing yet.
Yeah. So the Chinese government look at technology with a kind of, I would say, more balanced approach, but also they have the power to do that in the way that as I understand it, in America, they don't, because there's a lot of, vested interests.
Yeah, there's
PACs
lobbying.
Get funded.
Yeah.
There's lobbying.
Is that not a thing in China?
No, if you lobby the government, if you're lobbying an official, that official will probably be ousted for anti-corruption.
Oh yeah, that's because in most of the world, what we call they call lobbying in America, we call it bribery.
Yeah.
Here it's legal. You can lobby people with gifts and trips and everything, and that's just normal. And it's so funny because when I was growing up, I always used to think Africa was the most corrupt continent because that's what we were told.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Africa, corrupt. There's so much corruption. And then when I moved to America, I was like, yes, you are right. There is way more corruption in Africa because we didn't think of calling it lobbying. You are completely correct. You got us on that one. You got us. You know how you get rid of crime? You just stop saying it's a crime. That's the number one way to get rid of crime.